remember him from some earlier videos. He came to us for 3 months of training to get started under saddle. And this is the week before he went home to his person. Just kind of give you an update of kind of where he's at. The goal for him was just to get him really comfortable under saddle. Moving forward, he's going to become a dressage horse. So the goal was definitely relaxed forward, swinging movement, loose, not a lot of collection, because that definitely comes later. And you can see how relaxed he is out here in the arena by himself. And he's just, learning to really hold some contact. You can see his sitter was just kind of warming him up here. And the main thing was that just kind of forward, loose, swinging movement, which you could see is what he has. He also did a lot of trail riding with him because his owner wants to trail ride him. So he did that a lot as well. Because we need to train horses to their owner's need, not necessarily what we want to ride. And so he's doing really, really good. Like, this is nice, just kind of real forward, relaxed trot. See, he struggles still a little bit to kind of hold contact with the bit and kind of drop his head. And that will come with time and strength as he gets stronger. And he's still growing. I mean, he's only like 3.5, going on 4. So you could see he's still a little kind of gawky, long back legs, butt high. So he's got some growing to do, which is another reason why we're not doing some real strenuous start under saddle, not doing any real heavy stuff, because his body's still maturing. So it's a pretty good light start under saddle, but broke enough that his owner can get on and start riding him. Another thing he needed to learn how to do was lope off from a walk. And so he got really good at that toward the end. And you could see his nice relaxed canter. He can be put on a circle, nice big 20-meter circle. So like I said, it's so important to really talk to the client and really get a feel for what it is that they need. Because we're not going to necessarily train a horse to our needs. We need to train the horse to the client needs and what they're going to be using that horse for, and their skill level, and kind of how often they're going to be able to work the horse and things like that. So matching personality of the horse and ability of the horse with the ability and personality of the rider, along with making sure and training and prepping that horse for the life that they're going to have outside of training with us. You see, he's just kind of learning how to come down off of that contact. We don't do the whole draw rein thing. We don't do side reins. We don't do martingales. We don't do any of that. We gradually let the horse learn to carry themselves and be soft on the bit. I think using any of those things makes them more dull, makes their mouth harder. So that's a big reason why we don't use them. Really nice, lovely canter. You see how relaxed and big that is. And over time, he'll start to carry himself better and sit more on his haunch and elevate that front end. But, as a baby horse, it's not quite there yet. Even just getting him to lope off from the walk like that's kind of a big effort for him. It's asking a lot of him. And he's just kind of doing some half halts to get him to kind of slow down that lope a little bit. And then he'll let him go. But I love the relaxed, the willingness, no tail swishing going on, not flinging his head up in the air. This is really what we wanted for this owner. And so he does know how to kind of move off the leg, which is really good. So it's a little bit of a quicker turn than what you want in dressage. And his owner can work on that to kind of get him to get kind of step forward or walk forward in a turn on the haunch. And that was a really good strike off into the lope from a walk. That's something worked on a lot because he's going to need to know how to do that in dressage test. And then kind of showing off his side pass here, which he does really well. And at the beginning of the video saw that he's amazing at opening and closing gates, which is always a handy thing to have a horse be able to know how to do. We've also ponied off of him. You've seen in another video. So he's kind of a pretty well-rounded guy, even though he's young. Instead of just trotting some cavaletti here, which is also really good for them to learn how to do, kind of pick up their feet and be balanced. And he's a little more on the bit here, which I really like. He's looking just a little bit more collected and put together. And that, like I said, that'll just keep taking time. Definitely take time for him to do that. We have these little trail obstacles set up in the arena at the end of the arena. We had it for something else, but we just kind of left it up because it's great to practice these, these young horses on these obstacles. And this is a really, really loud drag. We want these horses, even though he's going to be a dressage horse, we do kind of want them to be well-rounded, so the owner can do a lot of different things off him, but it also just helps build confidence, especially if it goes to a dressage arena. There's a lot of stuff going on that is new and different. Just trying as many new and different things just to kind of teach him how to react to those, because he is so young. And he did great with this. It can touch his butt, and he'll just drag something. Handy thing for your horse to know how to do, for sure. I don't know if you can hear that drag, but it's really loud. It's just one that we made up, but out of water bottles filled with rocks that we tied on there with hay string. Anybody can make a drag. It costs no money to make that thing. And you see how well he's responding just to the rein and to the leg. And that's really what you want with a horse that's just being started under saddle. You want him to really understand what your leg and your rein means. And he was great with obstacles. Real kind of a bold, confident horse. Great job on that bridge. Here he is asking him just to keep himself together a little bit of collection there over these cavaletti, and that was really pretty. And so here he is at his home in Northern California. We trailered him up there, and Isidro was just kind of showing him off to his owner to see, show this is, kind of what he knows. And he did really, really good. He had a couple of big spooks because a deer and her baby ran down a hill that right next to him. There's a big hill there, and on the other side of the arena, and it ran down the hill. It scared me, and so it kind of spooked him a little bit. But you could see he's feeling a little fresh here because he's in a new place, and he just got off the trailer. It was a long haul, and but really pretty movement, and that I love the swinging hind end. It's exactly what you want. And so it's going to be fun to see him at some of these Northern California dressage shows, even though he's a little fiddly with his head. This was a new bit he had in too. I think we ended up changing the bit back because he seems to do better in a heavier snaffle. And really, really pretty. I'm excited to see how he does at those dressage shows, that pretty movement that he has. And here's his owner. She got a lesson with Isidro riding. You have to forgive Isidro's appearance. He looks like he slept in a truck because he did sleep in a truck. It was a really long drive, so we were tired. She got a little lesson on him, just kind of walk and trot, even though, obviously he lopes, but there's no hurry. She can take her time getting to know him. I mean, he is broke, even though he does some baby stuff, like he had a couple of those spooks. But very controlled, you can stop him, and he listens really, really well. And that's the main thing, is you just don't want, if they spook or act silly or kind of get scared at something, you want them broke enough that you can tell, they listen to your rein, they listen to your leg, and they come right back to you. That's the most important thing. A horse that's not broke to me is one that just kind of, if something spooks them, they just completely lose it. So they're not broke mentally, where they're listening to you. That's what I call broke, is, If something happens, the minute you pick up that rein or you ask them to do something, their focus is right back on you. And to me, that's broke. It's like mentally broke. That's mentally having control over themselves and enough confidence in you to realize that whatever's going on, if they listen to you, they're going to be okay. I don't really call it respect. I don't think horses have the ability to understand that concept. It's more, or it's simpler than that. It's simply, they know if they listen to you, they're going to be okay. And so if, something happens, a big movement or whatever, if you pick up that rein, they go, oh, I know what that means. And they focus on you instead of whatever's making them scared. And it was great. She had a little lesson. It looks like he's going to do wonderful with her. Hope you guys enjoyed it.